Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Pathways of Miracle Network Wednesday meditation gathering. I'm so glad you're all here to share this time together. Meditation gathers energy when we all meditate together. This week we have Ruth White, who will lead us in meditation, and then we'll have 20 minutes of silence. After that, we'll open it up for sharing, and we end at approximately 10:45. Over to you, Ruth.
Thank you. Hello, dear one. It is such a pleasure to be with you now. And as I said before, the lovely sunshine, I'm reflecting it. The light of God is in us now. We can't actually see that light. The world can't see that light. But with God's eyes, we can. And the choice to be in the heavenly world, seeing with God's eyes, is with us every second, every minute of the day. So I'd like to start by just feeling your seat on the chair, your feet on the ground. Just push back into the back of the chair, so if you do lean, you're straight. And you can feel the sit bones, equal weight on the sit bones. And just open your heart, lift the collarbones up towards your ears. Release any tension there might be in the shoulders, tops of the shoulders. The back of your upper arms feel heavy, moving down. The head quite balanced. Retract the chin. And feel the love of God shining in you now. It's a very different thing to feeling than thinking. It comes from the heart. And the light of the world shines when we realize that, realizing that we're shining with light. So what stops us is this: we're besotted by the material world. We get drawn in. And just for a moment, forget that we are the light of the world. How much of our day do we spend thinking about what we don't want? Judging, criticizing, or praising is fine. But if we could just, as Nisargadatta said, if we could just want what we have got and not want what we haven't got, all would be well. So, to want what we have got, we need to praise, give gratitude, to love, to allow our hearts to open to what is, and not what we want there to be, or how we want one to behave. All that goes on in mind is untrue. And true knowledge, truth, is in our observation, being here and now, accepting what is. But if you just pause for a moment and listen, to what's going on in the head. It's just wanting it slightly different, slightly in the past or in the future. So acceptance is the way forwards, to accept what is right now. And if you ask yourself, is there anything wrong right now? And then the mind flips away and finds something. Yes, I've caught myself, you know, you've dismissed one worry, sorted it, yeah? The mind looks for another one. Yes. So I happen to practice yoga, and that's one of the first disciplines in yoga, to accept what is. And to really accept what is, we need to be quiet in mind. Quiet in mind so that we can see with God's eyes, not with worldly eyes. You know how when you go on holiday, how the, whatever it is you're moving into, it might be a tent or it might be a house share or whatever, how it looks the first time you see it. It's all you. You perceive more than you do, say, on the last day when you go. And when you get home, how your house looks is a feeling of space, a feeling of ether, the element ether. As if some furniture had been removed or the place had been cleared. The road looks wider outside. More space. So it's up to us how we perceive the world, not through the clutter in the mind, but through the clarity, the here and now quality, the loving quality of the heavenly world. So feel it now. It's now or never. How often do we say, well, yes, I'll do that in the next meditation. I'll start the diet tomorrow. I'll walk further tomorrow. It's always, I will, but it is, I am, right now. So if we can just sit in our silence with open heart and quiet mind and go into our meditation. Just allow your heart to open. There's no limit. Stay in that stillness, that silence, completely at ease, and yet wide awake, open. Still.
Open your eyes slowly and come back into the room. We have about 17 minutes left for sharing your reflections and your questions. If you'd like to speak, raise your hand or use the reactions button at the bottom of the screen, and I'll invite you to take yourself off of mute. And if you'd like to ask Ruth a question or a comment with confidentiality, put your message into the chat function at the bottom of the screen, and I'll read it out. Ruth, take yourself off mute.
Good.
Thank you.
Welcome back into the manifest world, your manifest world. It was a moment there, just coming out, when we're in the heavenly world. We're seeing with God's eyes. Yes, full of light.
Beautiful.
Dan, I like your cushion. Love.
Oh, yes.
Can I ask a question to Ruth, please, Dan?
Sure, please do.
Hi, Ruth. I was wondering if you could talk a little bit. I'm very big on meditation, but yoga is I know that you're very, yoga is your core practice. I'm just wondering if you could talk a little bit about yoga in respect of Course in Miracles. And Jesus doesn't talk about it in the Course in Miracles as far as I know, although I might be wrong, but could you talk about it in the practice of yoga in the kind of context of Jesus and Course in Miracles, and how you see it and how you see them kind of fitting together, please?
I would love to. I'm glad you asked. Well, yoga is Patanjali's yoga of 8 limbs, and the 7th limb of yoga, all limbs of the same body, all here now, is meditation. So postures, the Western world thinks that yoga is postures mainly. It's beginning to change. I've been teaching for 50 years, so it's changed a lot in that time. More people are meditating and being able to talk about consciousness. But the essence of yoga is to quieten the fluctuations of the mind, just as we're working. And when the mind's quiet like that, we can begin to see. So we practice postures. It comes fairly early in the practice, postures, which leads on to meditation, which leads on to pranayama, the control of the breath. Postures are control of the physical body. And then moves up through one point of detention and the withdrawal of the senses from the objects of sense, which really means the same as we were practicing just now, to see with God's eyes, which is achieved when it just, that's the real seeing, isn't it? When the mind is quiet, we can begin to understand that. So yes, it's all about the quiet mind, but when you have a fidget in the body, you have a fidget in the mind. You can't separate mind, body. So just now, as we went into meditation, it's rather better to do it rather than talk about it. You just feel the weight on your sit bones on the chair, somewhere there, sit bones, yes. And balance the weight equally between them. The right side of the body over the right, and the left side over the left. Feel your feet on the ground, in the shoes. Feel the air touching the skin, the movement of air on the face, the warmth of the air, the warmth of the clothes. I hear the sounds around you, right out to far distant sounds. And the stillness, the never-ending silence behind the sounds, hear that and feel it in your cells. So, dear one, it's just where the attention is. And being able to give 100% attention, then you're in heaven. Then you're present. And right now, there's a wonderful presence with you all there. Yes, so it's very similar. It's absolutely the same thing. We're paying complete attention to the body, which is the mantra in the postures. And really going within and allowing the world to be, just as if you were watching a play. And you do that by completely attending to the position of the body, posture that you're in. You know, got lots of lazy bits, bits that go to sleep, bits that are overactive. And I mustn't go on about yoga. So does that answer your question, Kirsty?
It really does. Thank you. It really does. I mean, when I think about yoga, what I think about as a novice is the poses. That's what I think, because you know, people are always going off to yoga classes, and they're not really going off to yoga classes. They're going to classes in how to do certain poses,
Yes.
to shape and tone their body. Yes. That's really what they're doing. So that's what I was kind of thinking. But you've answered me in a much broader and deeper way than I was expecting, Ruth. So thank you very much for that.
Oh, very good. Yes.
Would like to share. Catherine, take yourself off of mute.
Hi, Ruth. Thank you for that.
Hello, Catherine.
I loved your use of the word besotted with the world.
Yes.
And I've been reflecting on, you know, every now and again a new phrase leaps out of A Course in Miracles. And so I came across, I'm paraphrasing, but our love of the ego is, or our listening to the ego is always a misplaced loyalty or devotion. And I found that really helpful. I'm trained in NLP, and that's or encourages us to look for the positive intention in any behavior. And it helped me to think that when I'm listening to the ego's voice, my positive intention is loyalty and devotion. And when you use the word besotted, it's just a wonderful word, because it's both has positive and negative associations. We kind of know it's not terribly healthy, just as A Course in Miracles is telling us it's not terribly healthy to be preoccupied with the world, but we kind of enjoy it. It can be enjoyable to feel besotted.
Yes.
And we can think it's great at the time, you know, and we're putting all our attention on that person or that activity, or yeah, so it's more of a comment than a question, but it just really landed with me. And one of the things other people in the group will know is I'm looking at, well, I think with A Course in Miracles, sometimes we can make the ego we're making it something, and we're making it something bad, when really ultimately it's nothing.
No, you're absolutely right, Kirsten. Really, as Shakespeare would say, to be or not to be. It's fine to play your part well and enjoy it. Why not? So as you say, it's not all bad. It's fun having your hair done and making up sometimes. It's all fun. It's a play, Leela, to play. That's why we're here.
Well, What did you say after play? What word?
The word is lila, and it means to play. Children know all about it. I think I mentioned it last time, but we're here to play. It's an act. It's look at it as if you're looking at a play. You're in it, and play your part really well. Do enjoy being besotted, if you like. Yes. It's as long as you don't think you're the Prime Minister or the yoga teacher, as long as you know it's an act. And you can do it really well, for sure.
Like Shakespeare saying we're all players.
Yes, we're all players, so play the part well, yes. The body's a temple, you know, look after it. You've been given one to look after. Yes, what fun.
Thank you.
There's a retreat centre just near me in Dorset called Osho Leela, which that's what it Osho and Leela. It's just all about playing. So there's a lot of hijinks going on there, but it's all. But the intention is deeply spiritual. It's Leela, it's play, without taking it too seriously.
Yes, not too many hijinks, I hope, with the Osho.
Well, there are one or two, I have to say.
Would like to share? Angela, take yourself off mute.
Good morning, everybody. Hello, Ruth. I wanted to take the opportunity to say hello. It's a long time since we've seen you. Well, apart from the last meditation, Terry and I haven't seen you for a long time.
Terry, it's so good to see you as well.
Lovely. And lovely to hear your lovely calming voice. And I'm sorry we missed some of it. We had somebody come to the door we had to attend to. So we missed part of your lovely lead in to the meditation, but the little bits I've heard was wonderful. And I'm glad Kirsty asked that question about how the integration happens with A Course in Miracles and yoga. So that was very interesting. Thank you. And just really enjoyed the part we did here, and very, very nice to hear your voice and see you again.
It's
Thank
very
you
lovely
so much.
to you, Angela, and I hope you will again soon, in person. We're seeing Nick on Saturday.
Thank you. Who'd like to share? Linda, please share.
Hello, Ruth.
Hello.
Hi. Yes, with the yoga, I go to yoga, but we've had for the last year, hasn't been every week or anything like that. And our yoga teacher did it online.
Yes.
I found that really difficult to do. And then the end of last year, middle of last year, she did it out in her garden. So we were able to go in her garden, and she started back again now. So, and she says that you know, it's all to do with union.
Yes.
Absolutely
right. Yes. And where was your attention when you were in the garden? Did it go off with the birds and bees?
Yeah, it was when we were laying down at the end, and the birds were just flying over, and there were trees, and she's got a lovely garden with lots of plants. And
yes. Well, it sounds very enjoyable, darling. As long as it's as long as you're present, you know, I mean, fully attention on what you're doing. There are very many good teachers of postures, but you're a Course in Miracles lady, so you can take it further. Yes.
Yeah. We have she has a meditation group as well that good. I go to. Yes, you know, it's all to do with unity.
Wonderful.
And no, it isn't separate from who we truly are.
Good, wonderful. You're a lucky girl.
Yes. It's lovely to see you, Ruth.
Yes, nice to see you too.
would like to share? Okay, we've come to the top of the hour. Ruth, that was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan, very much. Are we having a conference this year, do you think?
We just had one, and we're going to be having another one.
I got the one online. Will we have one? I'm sorry, next year.
Yes, February.
We will. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Okay, take yourself off mute and show your appreciation for Ruth.
Thank you, Ruth.
Thank you, Ruth. That was
Thank
lovely.
you, Ruth.
Thank
you,
you,
Ruth.
everyone.
Lovely.
Bless you.
Next.
Thank you, Miracle Network.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Ruth. Bye.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you.